Good morning, Britain. 3 British former Special Forces servicemen reportedly killed when missiles struck a military base near the Polish border on Sunday.
Hello, good morning. It's
Jokes that, I mean, you know, be edgy and a little bit... Not enough simply because there are a lot of hurdles that visa, but still a visa. And I think that the issue is nobody doubts that security checks need to be done and also that DBS checks need to be done on those who are hosting. But there's an issue still with how we are putting the visa obstacle in the way of, on a normal day, when you're at home with full internet access, that's a headache. That's just intolerable and inhumane.
Well, they're in it.
You can come in.
So
there needs to be a capacity for them to be educated. That schools should create more places in order to take on.
Just gone 6 o'clock. Welcome to the programme. As we speak, Marina Ovsky-Anikova is in a cell somewhere in Moscow. She may be in jail for a very long time. What bravery, I mean, what real bravery to have done. She released this on the internet. It just shows, doesn't it, how the human impulse to tell the truth, to have the truth, couldn't take it anymore.
Well, what it strikes me is the enormous courage she must have, because, as you said, she faces 15 years in prison. And, of course, we know that the Russians have, what we thought was an iron grip on the information that was disseminated to viewers. And she's decided, as you say, let's have a listen to what he said.
Oh, we haven't got that quite ready yet. Well, he was like the rest of the world, incredibly impressed by her. I'm very grateful because it's from these beginnings. These are the cracks that we're beginning to see.
Let's have a listen.
Oh, we got it. Well, we salute her. We absolutely salute her. And as I say, these are the cracks, aren't they? We've already seen protests on the streets of Moscow and other cities, but mostly Moscow. There is a sense we will be talking to somebody. We can't say exactly where he is in Russia, but we'll be talking to him quite soon. And he basically has done his own research. He's done a kind of a phone poll. He's done an internet poll, and he'll be able to tell us what ordinary Russians really think about what's going on in their name. Yeah,
and what impact her protest might have had.
Absolutely.
So our main news this morning is that there are reports that 3 former British Special Forces soldiers have been killed in Ukraine. The trio are thought to have died in Sunday's attack on a military base near the Polish border.
Well, this comes as in breaking news this morning. A residential building is on fire in Kyiv after 2 large explosions were earlier heard on the western outskirts of the capital. Pip Thompson has more.
Well, we can speak now to he said yesterday, soon the number of downed helicopters of Russia will reach Chechnya.
Zelensky said this yesterday. And most of this is being achieved with handheld shoulder-mounted launchers. It's quite extraordinary. These are not sophisticated anti-aircraft units pumping away. These are single guys holding something on their shoulder.
It's remarkable the impact that the Ukrainians are having against an army that we genuinely thought.
Oh, we thought in 3 days it would be all over, didn't we?
That's our main news this morning. We're going to be joined by Labour's Shadow Community Secretary Lisa Nandy in just a moment, because, of course, we know that almost 45,000 people signed up yesterday to express an interest in hosting a Ukrainian family. The Labour Party have an issue with how it's going to operate. So we're going to find out from Lisa Nandy what they could change to make it better. First, here's Ranveer with the news. Was that lovely family talking to Jonathan Swain, who say that they are concerned. She took issue with the policy, not because she's ungrateful to the 45,000 people who are offering their homes, but just what sort of checks and balances are going to be in place, and also how are local authorities going to be able to cope? Because children are going to need to go to school. Are there the places?
It's all the questions we were discussing here yesterday, which are yet to be answered, to be honest with you.
So we'll talk to Lisa Nandy very shortly. Let's have a look at the weather with Laura.
Your umbrella. Now then, practically perfect in every possible way. Steve Baxshall's been to some of the world's most...
Edinburgh's hit series 7 Worlds, 1 Planet. And Steve joins us now. I say it's a safer location. Of course, in the storm, part of the O2 roof came off, didn't it?
True,
it did.
Very qualified people. You're very qualified yourself. Just reflecting the resilience of the people, you know, the fact that children and the elderly make their way here.
He's very young, really. But what does your missus think about you going to these very...
and I think our dream would be that sometime in the future we'd be able to do expeditions.
Most dangerous thing that Helen's ever said. I just went because the pictures directly behind us of you with sharks.
Yes.
I know you had.
And I had a stinking cold, but I went, I've got to do it. I dived in, free dive down to, I don't know, about 20 metres, and both my eardrums.
Is going live soon.
Yes, so I'm going to have about 6 weeks on the road. I'm starting with this.
David Attenborough, but what do you mean? Do you play footage from his documentaries? And...
Yes, 6 weeks with my own ocean tour, which is going all over the country, talking about marine themes.
Steve, I just wonder, you know, as we come to the end of the interview, if you were ever in a situation like these men in Ukraine find themselves, would you be able to take up arms who now have Kalashnikovs in the corner of their...
Saying to us over and over again is, we have no choice.
Very much indeed.
Good luck with the shows.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're back tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Now it's time for Lorraine.